something. Roll call, please.
Okay. Robert Tucker.
Here.
Dennis Barnum. Dennis. Thank you. Ignacio Alegre. Sandy Anino.
Here.
Anthony Sandoval.
Here.
Dr. Ana Jimenez Hammy. She emailed us, so she was going to be a little late. Jackie Rasso Garcia.
I'm here.
Jorge Martinez.
Present.
Ana Patricia Curiel.
Here.
Lucinda Solorzano. And Lucinda, can you hear us? Okay. I think you're muted. Thank you. Okay, we have a quorum.
Okay, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. Dennis, would you like to lead us, please?
We can't hear you, Dennis.
Unmute the thing here. There we go. Sorry.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, public comments. Public comments will be held during the beginning of this meeting, and all comments on the agenda items. Members of the public may only provide comment on items on the regular meeting agenda. Are there any public comments at this time?
I don't have anyone.
Okay, all right. On to consent calendar items. We have several minutes to be approved. That's the regular meeting minutes of April 14th, 2022, the regular minutes of June 9th, 2022, the special meeting minutes of August 31st, 2022, as well as excused absences. I don't see any excused absences. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar as mentioned?
So move.
I'll approve them.
Okay, all in favor of the consent calendar, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Okay, thank you. That's the end of the consent calendar. Let's go on to reports. Sandy, YSPN.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for showing up. I'm actually going to pass over the mic to Juan in just a bit, but just want to let you know we are busy. We're still working with our providers, and I'm going to have him go ahead and give his report out on our enrollments and also what we've been doing this past month and so, and then I'll cover it up with some updates on the RFP. You want to go ahead and report out, Juan? We can hear you. Do you want access to share your document?
Juan, I think you're muted, and I made you a co-host.
There it
Can
is.
everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And it's by the way, my name is Juan Casares. I'm assisting here at the work center with Sandy, overseeing the YSPN. So we have just this short chart regarding current enrollments for the program year 22-23. As we can see, we only have two providers this program year, Orange County Conservation Corps and Orange County Therapeutics Arts Center. As of today, let's see, Conservation Corps has a total of 6 enrollments. They're all out-of-school youth, and they will be serving a total of 23 total participants. And then we have Orange County Therapeutic Arts Center. They're going to be serving a total of 20 participants, 16 out of school and 4 in-school youth. As of now, Therapeutic Arts Center has 11 enrollments in out of school and 3 in school. Also, we've been providing just technical assistance to the providers, answering their questions, and trying to provide any technical training that might need regarding CalJobs particularly, and submitting all the data. We are currently working in, as of 9:30, September 30th, 2022, and follow-ups were due, and we're currently getting all that information together and inputting it into CalJobs. So we have for example, Project Kinship, which was a provider for last program year. They had a total of 38 follow-ups that we're still completing. And since Project Kinship is not completing their follow-ups, I'm in the process of contacting up to 38 participants from program year 21-22, and then this past year. So it's a total of 38 follow-ups we have to complete. Also, Conservation Corps, they've submitted a total of 23 follow-ups that we're completing, reviewing, and inputting into CalJobs. And Therapeutic Arts Center had a total of 31 follow-ups that we are completing and inputting into CalJobs. And those are follow-ups from program years 2021 and 21-22. So that's my brief report regarding current enrollments and follow-ups that we're completing. Any questions?
If I may add to that, as you know, Project Kinship decided not to continue with their contract with us, and due to their own personal changes in their agency. So we are taking over as the YSP, and we are taking over the follow-ups. So it is a little bit of a balancing game as far as the enrollments go and having to do follow-up for our participant. As he mentioned, most of those numbers for each of the agencies is over the 20 enrollment mark. So pretty much what they're doing is all of the youth that they've exited this past year, we still have to, not us in general, but each agency has to follow up with them for a total of 12 months, which requires contacting them, filling in paperwork, us inputting information. So it's a bit of a process, but we do want to make sure that we meet enrollments. As everybody's aware, we are going into an RFP season where we will be releasing our RFP this fall. And so we want to make sure that all our enrollments and all the YSPN gets enroll their youth by December, which is the current goal. I know it may be challenging, but we want to make sure, because contracts will be ending and we will be starting a new procurement cycle starting July 1st. So we want to make sure to give the youth sufficient time to accomplish the tasks that they need during this current program year. So with that, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. If not, we can turn it over to the providers for their reports.
Can I just add something?
Yeah.
I know we've taken over the completing follow-ups for Project Kinship, and I do want to emphasize that it's been a little bit challenging reaching out to these participants because they don't know me. And when I'm calling to follow up with them regarding placement or jobs, etc., they're a little hesitant. They're not responding. So it's been a challenge. Hopefully we could get through, and maybe second time around, at the next quarter that we follow up with them, it'll be an easier transition. So just wanted to mention that.
And I think Juan's correct. We're having to establish a relationship with participants that they've been working for a year. And so it is our challenge to reach out to them and then establish a relationship and the trust so that they're able to share their information, and or if they have any other issues that maybe we can connect them with, provide them resources, because involved in follow-up is all of that, right? It's not just finding out if they're employed or not, going to school, but it's also finding out, do they need additional assistance? Maybe something happened that affected their current placement or employment or school or what have you. And so it's our job as providers to make sure that we're providing those resources. So it can be a bit challenging and time consuming, especially if we haven't had them as our own participants from the beginning. Any other-
Sandy, I have a question.
Jackie?
I have a question. This is Jackie.
Yes.
So if Project Kinship is not adding any participants this year, will our programs be short participants? Will other programs need to pick them up?
We did increase the enrollment slightly for Orange County Conservation Corps and made them whole. Initially, Orange County Conservation Corps, their goal was only 14, but with this current year and the extra funding that was left on the table by Project Kinship, as a youth council, we decided to move that into the providers that are currently left to provide services. So although we're not quite at the capacity that we were last year, we are slightly higher, but we are a bit short.
Would other providers be willing to take additional
At this point, the contracts have already been established and signed and sent to council. There is
Okay.
always that option to over enroll. I think we provide that to the agencies on an annual basis. If they meet their enrollment goals, they are able to over enroll their current enrollment goals of out of school youth.
So since the program actually might need extra participants, should we offer that?
I would like to see closer to our enrollment goals being met before we add additional enrollments. I know when I approached the providers for those extra numbers, they did have other commitments and wanted to make sure that they met the current enrollments. And so we had agreed on the current enrollment numbers.
Oh, wow, the good stuff. We are in stuff.
I think this could be definitely something for discussion for our upcoming agreements and maybe
Right.
making it so that they do higher enrollments. I think that's definitely a
Right.
push that we can
Yeah.
encourage and have it offset the cost amount per participant.
As soon as you see a program getting close to their numbers, maybe.
We would have to
can add a few
potentially do an amendment to the agreement. I don't know. I mean, it is possible, but we would have to take it back to council for approval of more funding and more. So with youth, usually the providers want more money, which means an
Right.
amendment to the agreement.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
I have a quick question. This is Lucy.
Hi, Lucy.
Hi. So I recently came across a young adult who was enrolled with OCTAC. And as you know, sometimes our kids are going through things or placement changes. She is no longer participating. I found out she was not. I know you guys keep them for 2 years, right? So what happens in that situation? Because she's now wanting to enroll in another youth employment program, but because she's still enrolled with OCTAC, what happens in that kind of scenario?
If she has already been enrolled with OCTAC and she is in the system, she is counted as our overall numbers, whether she completes or successfully provides the outcomes associated with her. Unfortunately, we still take the hit on those particular outcomes. So it does allow for potentially another enrollment to come in, but her enrollment is still considered as a number within our total outcomes. So let's say we have a total of 5 enrolled. She's one of those 5. So if those 5 are required to get a credential and get placed in a job, and she didn't, it'll still count as a negative for the provider in general. But as far as serving youth, we are still able to fill her spot if she didn't use up all the funding that was allocated for her particular services.
Okay.
And again, the allocation for each youth or the per participant cost is a ballpark figure. It's an estimated. Some youth require more attention and resources than others. So for some youth, it might cost maybe a total of $3,000 to provide the services and have them successfully meet the outcomes that they came in with. And for others, it might take full $7,000, $10,000, depending on their work experience, resources, support services, etc. I don't know if that quite answered your question.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Anything else? Great,
Okay,
thank
let's go on to reports. Orange County Children's Therapeutic Arts Center.
Hi, good afternoon. How you guys doing?
Great.
Let me share the screen really quick.
Did you want me to show it or are you going to show it?
Yes, it's sharing right now.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to introduce our new case manager. This is Dora Moreno. She's in charge of job development with us. So she's been working really close with our current participants and also with a few of the follow-ups. So I would like to introduce her. Just introduce yourself. This is Dora.
Hi, my name is Dora. I've been here for a little over a month now, and I'm still getting to know the participants and some of our follow-ups.
And this right now, what you see in the screen will be our youth employment program, our summary for this year, 2022-2023 for the current participants. So as of right now, we have 14 participants, and then out of the 21 requirements, and then the one additional that is currently on review, and we have 2 applications that are in process currently. So out of youth, we have 11, and in school we have 3. So from all of those here in the first figure, you can see that most of them are in basic skills deficiency. We have 5 of them with disabilities, 9 of them with poor work experience, 3 of them are foster youth, and we have 2 that are in the homeless community. So those are currently the barriers we're serving right now. The work experience placement for them right now. So we have 3 that are in the childcare workers. So they are working with that, with the small children, and they're also getting the certification. We have 9 of them that are being placed in digital arts and media. So they are taking their Google classes so they can get certified by Google, and also learning social media, those in digital arts, and anything related to digital marketing. And then we have one of our participants. He is being placed as an IT and technology. One of them is being placed with Santa Ana, the high school district, for a music teacher. And currently we do not have any of our participants in office, clerk, administrator. But right now, this is the numbers from what we have right now. Oh, sorry, that went too fast. So as you can see right now here for our employment updates, so 13 out of the 14 are currently doing the work experience mainly at OCTEC, where we have them as work placement, and we're hoping that some of them will stay along for employment. For school update, 2 of our participants are attending high school. We have 3 participants that have enrolled in Santa Ana College, 2 participants that are attending 4-year university at Cal State Fullerton. And the following report will be for our follow-ups 2021-2022. So this is the summary from all of them. So we enrolled 21 participants, in which 2 of them are still carry over for the year 2022-2023. Most of them also were falling under basic skills deficiency. We had 8 in disabilities, 17 in poor work experience, 2 in dropout in high school, 4 were parents, and 2 of them were foster youth. So their current work placement out of the 2114 are either employed or in school. For our employment right now, 5 participants are employed, and for 2 of them, we're waiting paper documentation to see where they actually became placed again. So one of those participants is working backstock for Walmart. One participant works for Little Caesars. One participant is working at a warehouse as a warehouse worker. One participant is a receptionist, and one participant is currently a busboy at BJ's. For their school update, 5 participants are attending currently there's high school. So sorry, that's 3 of them. 2 of the youth are enrolled in community college. One is a Saddleback College, and the other one Santiago Canyon College. And one of our participants is attending a 4-year university at Cal State Fullerton, and one of them is obtaining their credential for forklifting currently. So right now, the participants that we have, they're really engaged, mainly with digital arts has always been our strongest area. Right now, I think that's where we got most of our numbers from, because they have heard from prior participants or from our community partners, mainly Orangewood. That's what we offer. So being that now we're in the digital technology era with jobs and everything like that, marketing, that's where we attracted most of the youth going into it. And then we have those 3 that are in child development. So that one is also another one that became really strong, because there's a lot of people, mainly now that COVID is gone, kind of gone, that they want to work and interact with little children. So they're getting the certification. And one of them is actually like teaching with little children at Santa Ana High School District music. So now that everything has opened up and it's more flexible now, we see that this group of youth, they're wanting to participate. We're still working on getting the rest of our youth. And I think right now, because of the economy, the way it is, they're seeing that they're probably getting better pay elsewhere than us. So I think that's affecting a little bit of our enrollment. And also the fact that for some of the youth, it's kind of that we've been trying to enroll, it's a little bit difficult for them to go back to the way the world was, kind of like interact with people. Some of them, from what we're hearing, it's that they're falling back due to emotional mental health issues that's affecting them interacting with people. So that's really complicated. Sometimes they already starting the enrollment process, and for being either they suffer from anxiety or something like that, that retrieves them from actually following up with us. So we're working slowly with them, and we're hoping that we can get those enrollments before December. Does anybody have any questions for us?
Just a comment. I was glad to hear you're recognizing mental health. I know in our RFP, we had discussions about making sure providers address mental health in the schools. They're hiring, like where I live in Garden Grove, they're hiring more mental health support for students. So it's an important factor. So thank you for mentioning that.
So we do have a youth. We're waiting for them to show up. We wanted to introduce it so they can be here, but I think they're running a little bit late. So we're hoping if we have some room at the very end, they can have a chance to speak.
Of course.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Let's go on to Orange County Conservation Corps.
I have their report. They're going to report out. Let me go ahead and share my screen and see if everybody can see that. Can everybody see that? Yes. Is this the correct one, Veronica?
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect.
So that's the follow-up. Did you get the active one, the current year?
Oh, I did. Here it is.
Okay.
Move it over. Okay.
So hello, everyone. I'm Veronica. Our case manager, Sabrina Casillas, is in leave of absence right now, so I'll be giving the report for her. I'm going to go ahead and start with our active youth. We currently have 6 enrollments. Our recruitment has been a little low. It's been a little hard, but we are working on it. We currently, like I said, we have 6 individuals enrolled. We have 6 basic skills, 1 high school dropout, 1 offender, 5 for work history, 1 parenting youth, 1 foster youth, and we have 4 homeless. All the individuals, the 6, did tested basic skills deficiency. And as part of the work placements, we currently have 2 in office administration. They're currently doing office clerk, assisting one of their training departments with Goodwill. That's where they're doing the work placements right now. The other 3, we have 3 in conservation. I believe it's 2 in conservation and 1 in recycling. And the other participant, at the moment, she's not going to do any work experience. She wants to concentrate in her school, getting her high school diploma. Any questions on that? No? Okay. So we could go ahead and do the follow-up service.
I'm sorry, Veronica, if you could just blow it up, or that other little chart that you had, if you could just blow it up for me to see a little bit more clearly.
Okay, that's Sandy.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No problem. Okay, there we go. That was for this current year.
Was there a specific chart you wanted to see, Ignacio? Or just all of them?
No, I just wanted a glance. I was curious about the reading and the math part there at the
Okay.
chart, but that's great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Perfect. And I'll try to do the same with the next.
Okay, and this is our follow-up services. This is for program year 21 and 22. We had 14 enrollments for that year. We had 14 in basic skills deficiency, 5 high school dropouts, 4 offenders, 8 poor work history, 1 parenting youth, 1 parenting youth with intent, 12 homeless, 3 disability, and 2 foster youth. For the basic skills deficiency, they all had tested basic skills at the time of enrollment, and they all passed, when they took the post test, they all passed their basic skills. And then as for the certificates and degrees obtained, as far as right now, as I was doing the follow-up services, calling every participant, the only thing that so far is only 5 forklift and 1 public works. One of our participants did complete her phlebotomy certificate. I still haven't received the certificate, so I didn't want to include it there. I'm pending for her to send over the certificate. The 4 on the bottom. Okay, so the work experience placements at that time, they had 10 in conservation and recycling projects, and 2 for recycling projects and 2 direct hire. For the work experience, it was conservation and recycling, and for the direct employments was warehouse assembly and food industry. And then for the employment industries, I pretty much kept it the same. They're still, based on that, they're still put in the industry 1, 2 stock truck warehouses, 5 groundskeeper and landscaping, and 1 retail. Some of the youth that were still at the time of exit here, the conservation, we had 2 that got direct employment in a warehouse job. As far as for youth enrollment into secondary and post-secondary, the 4 youth that were doing their high school diploma, they kind of drop out of school because they needed to concentrate and work. Right now, with everything that is out there, they said they put on hold to get their high school diploma, and I'm going to assist them. They do have a job, but they want to get a better job, so I'm going to assist them with them. But we still have 5 with the 4K certifications. Any questions? You want to go? We do have a success story. Unfortunately, our youth couldn't be here, but he did give us a story. Susan's going to go ahead and read it.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, Kathy. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Great.
Oh, great. So Isair Sanchez is actually on our not our public works, our Caltrans crew. And I just got a call. Well, we got a call about an hour ago that they were stuck in traffic because, you know, they have to go far and then they're coming back and they got stuck. So I told him, don't worry, I'll read your story. And one of the cool things about Isair Sanchez is that he's been with us for 4 years. And yeah, but one of the how I want to preface this before I read his story is that both Veronica and I have been working with him. You know, I've been here 11 years, she's been here 10 years. And he's quite a remarkable person in that he was one that really probably took him forever to open up to just anyone. And he was sort of a loner, right? He was quite the loner, but it just takes people time to find, you know, their spot and find themselves. So he's really come a long way. So I was really excited to and I was hoping that he could tell his story because he's really you know, this was his year. So we're really pleased with him. So let me just read it, and if you have any questions. He says, my name is Isair Sanchez and I'm 25 years old. I've been with the OCCC for about 4 years. When I joined the Corps, I was on probation and needed my high school diploma. I was also going through a lot of tough times. I started working on the crew and learned how to use many of the tools and how important they were when removing plants or cutting trees. When COVID-19 happened, the OCC needed Corps members to work at the food bank, preparing and distributing food boxes to the community. I really enjoyed this job because I met so many people in the community who thanked us every day for helping them during this crisis. I was there for about a year and developed a strong sense of what teamwork can really do. I also became more determined to get my diploma and continue working with other OCC projects. In late spring, I was offered the opportunity to work on Caltrans where I learned about highway safety and how to stay alert when working with my team alongside traffic. In May, I finally completed my high school credits, and I can proudly say now that the Corps has helped me terminate my probation by keeping my mind in the right path. I have built a lot of confidence and work skills here that I know will help me in the future, and for that I am grateful. Thank you. So, you know, he accomplished a lot. This was his year. Right after, we noticed a change in him when he came back from working at the food bank. I think the spirit of working in the community really opened him up, and he was much more interactive, and then just wanted to do more projects. And graduating for him was the goal, and in getting off probation. So
I just want to say he was in probation since he was 14. So for him, being off probation was a really huge accomplishment for him. Now he is enrolled with Underground Grip, which is going to help him expunge his record. So he's in the process right now.
And I think this goes back to what I mentioned. For some youth, it requires for them to ask and need more resources and time commitment to them in order for them to succeed. As she mentioned, I don't know if all 4 years he was part of WIOA, probably not. Probably started with you guys and then rolled into WIOA. But it takes a lot. It takes a village for some of these youth to really, and time commitment to make that difference and provide those outcomes for themselves ultimately.
Yeah.
So what happened with Caltrans? That sounded like a potential pathway there.
Well, it is, because right now that he's been on Caltrans, the goal would be for them to either continue working on Caltrans or to do other work with the city.
Work with other city or other contractors. They're working closely with Caltrans right now. So do they do a lot of work? It's multi-community, but it's helping them get to the foot in the door to get with Caltrans.
Okay.
So that's particularly our goal with them, to get an open door with them.
Yeah.
Good. Great. Thanks.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Okay, thank you. That was
You're welcome.
great news. Staff member comments.
I just wanted to go ahead and remind everybody that the RFP should be coming out in November, so just look out for that. I will be sending out information once I get the green light to go ahead and release some information. We are finishing the final process and procedures on the back end, but we'll make sure to let everybody know. We have a list of different individuals from nonprofit to government to county that we inform that the RFP is coming out. So everybody should be getting information on that once we finalize everything. And in addition to that, we are still enrolling for our Say Employment Program and for our California for All. Currently, we've had about 46 applicants for our Say Employment since July and another 52 for our California for All. As you know, the Say Employment Program pays the youth $16 an hour for a total of 200 hours, providing them with work experience and work readiness preparation for jobs and or helping them stay in school. And then, of course, our California for All, which is a little bit more long-term and guides them in a deeper career pathway and hopefully getting them that full-time job or part-time job with a government or nonprofit entity. We pay them $17 an hour for 700 hours. So if there's any youth, please send them our way. The priority is always given to Santa Ana residents. 16 to 30 years old for the California for All and 16 to 21 for our Say Employment Program. I think that was it for me. Deborah, is there anything else? I think other than that, that's it for staff comments.
Okay, Youth Council Committee member comments. Any events coming up soon that you'd like to mention? Okay. All right, I have one comment is make sure you vote. Ballots are in the mail. Make sure you vote. I know in Santa Ana, there's a lot of folks are going to make decisions for us. So make sure you vote. Anyway, without any other comments, I'll recommend adjournment, and our next meeting is scheduled for December to be determined. Sandy?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and have a great evening.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone. Have a great evening.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks for your
Good
time.
night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.